progressive disease where dementia symptoms gradually worsen over a number of years and is the 6th leading cause of death in the United States. If you know someone who suffers from this disease, they may be eligible to participate in a local clinical trial. Joining us to share more is Karen Nelson, Director of Clinical Research at Springfield Neurology Associates. Karen, nice to have you here.
Well, thank you for having me, Ashley.
Give us an overview of Springfield Neurology Associates.
Springfield Neurology Associates is a private practice, and we work with the major pharmaceutical companies to provide our community with potentially life-changing medications. The only way that you can obtain these types of medications is through clinical trials. Every medication from Tylenol to Viagra has had to go through this process. Our number one priority is patient safety. By the time medications get to the phase that we are generally dealing with, which is phase 3 in clinical trials, it typically takes about 8 to 10 years. Many participants consider themselves guinea pigs. However, these medications have already gone through that phase. It starts in the lab, then goes to animal research, and then human research. By the time we get it, it's been typically 8 to 10 years. One of the benefits of clinical trials is there's no charge to the insurance carrier. Patients have the opportunity to potentially get medications that could be life-changing.
Right, so clinical trials are not taking someone as a guinea pig and trying it out for the first time. It's people sometimes think of it as, am I just a guinea pig that's trying this drug? Are they testing it out on me? But like you said, 8 to 10 years was the process before, usually until it gets to you, where you're trying it out with people or really using them as test subjects, volunteers, and then those drugs might actually be life-saving and could make a huge difference. So they're actually potentially able to help save many lives.
And we always want the patient safety, again, is our number one concern. We want to help the patient also. Another benefit they get is they are very closely monitored while on these clinical trials, and they have to pass a very vigorous screening process. Which would include MRIs, EKGs, a lot of laboratory data. We are very happy and support sharing this information with their primary care providers, and sometimes we even find things that they typically wouldn't see because we do so much testing.
Wow. Now, what are the trials that you're currently enrolling for?
Currently, we have 2 clinical studies on Alzheimer's disease. It is for mild to moderate Alzheimer's disease. Dementia is a blanket term, but 65% of dementia is typically Alzheimer's disease. 2 different studies, age ranges from 55 to 90. We have a number of inclusion-exclusion criteria that would have to be met in order for the patient to be considered for the study. Since they don't give it to the general population at first, we are very serious about who is enrolled, and these are nationwide and worldwide studies, so they really want a homogeneous population in order to get the cleanest data.
And like you said, safety is your number one concern.
Correct.
What is the time commitment? What is required of these volunteers?
That changes from studies to study. However, every patient is thoroughly informed as to what their time commitment, what the risk procedures are, which is a process called informed consent. And it is typically a 20-page informational package, which is reviewed with typically one of our certified clinical research coordinators. Patients have the opportunity to take it home, review it. We encourage them to talk with their family, their physicians, to see if it's something they may be interested in participating in.
So they're really educated on what they're going to be doing, what they're committing themselves to. Yes. But if you decide halfway through, you know what, I don't have the time for this, or decide this isn't for me, I don't want to do it anymore, they can drop out.
Totally. Patients are thoroughly informed that they can drop out of the study at any time for any reason, without any loss of any legal rights. They are given a copy of the consent, so they can always refer to that. They can call at any time for questions.
Now, are there any other organizations around here, Karen, that do what you do?
There are not. And that is one of our objectives for this year, is to let our community know that we have this available. We want patients to participate. We want patients to know, families and physicians to know that we are here and we are committed to continuing this fight against Alzheimer's disease.
Yes, and if your loved one has Alzheimer's and, like you said, mild to moderate, this could be a real life changer for them and for many people. So, you know, people should definitely contact you if they're curious, if they want to learn more, how they can take part in one of these clinical trials.
Correct.
And you're located right in Springfield, so you're right here.
Yes, we are.
And if people
we're here to stay.
Want to get in touch with you, how can they do that, Karen?
They could contact us directly and speak with a research coordinator. And the number is 413-781-5045.
And they can also visit you online, springfieldneurotrials.com. Karen, thank you very much. And as she just said, you can give them a call, 413-781-5045.